Welcome to EnergizeUtv. This is a space for conscious conversation, grounded leadership, and embodied truth. I'm Angel Marie. Each episode delivers fresh perspectives, expert insight, and actionable strategies to help viewers elevate their energy, expand their potential, and live with greater purpose and vitality. This is not just a TV episode. It is a movement to awaken the world, raise collective consciousness, and inspire positive change. Welcome to EnergizeUtv, Season 7, Episode number 31. I'm Angel Marie, your activation catalyst. What if well-being is not about fixing yourself, yet about coming back into alignment? Now, neuroscience tells us and confirms that when we activate that body's calming system and the brain shifts into greater regulation and connection and resilience. This week on EnergizeUtv, we're going to explore sacred alignment, the path of well-being. And the theme this week is sacred alignment. Now, I handpicked this week's beautiful guest just for you. Amber Heinrich is a former corporate executive who understands firsthand what it feels like when the life gets fine, it gets fast, it gets out of control, and yet something inside feels completely out of sync. Now she is a certified hypnotherapist, energy healer, and wellness coach. Amber brings a refreshing, grounded conversation from a real techniques you can actually use. And these techniques are specific because she is from the corporate. And I really love this because it will help you to feel better. And you think clearer and you come back to who you really are. Now, these are going to be writer downers. Now, remember, I love those. So I'm going to give you a moment to go get something to write on because they're going to be important to take these notes. And you know what? Thank you for choosing to invest in yourself today and help radiate the positive energy out to the world. We need that so much. And you might hear me say a lot about the activation catalyst. You might say, what is that? Well, it means I help people back to themselves, to clear, to calm, and in control. Even this high pressure moments is important. It's not outside of you. It's your system remembering how to leave from that stability. And once you feel it, you can access it again and again and again. That's real power. So let's take a breath and let's engage that vagus nerve. And you've heard about it, but it's the body's way of calming the pathways. And when you calm that pathways, as you take those deep breaths with me, go ahead, take that breath, it helps the body shift into calm. And did you know that breathing and humming activates the vagus nerve? And this supports you in so many ways. So breathe and feel this now. Beautiful. And now let's dive into today's signature segments because I want to help you to shine. So we're going to start with the energy awareness segment where you are going to learn how to actually show up in that energy of your body and everyday life. Then we're going to move to the shift segment. This is where you will recognize that changes when your inner state changes and why that matters so much. And then one of my favorites, and the viewer's favorite, actually is the next reset segment. With a simple guidance to take a pause, to help you to that nervous system settle so you can feel more clear, grounded, and present. After that comes the integration segment, where you connect what you are learning to real life, your conversations, your choices out there, and also how you move through the week. And of course, our wisdom segment with today's special guest, bringing insights, inspiration, and takeaways right away that you can use. So also, another one of the big favorites is what? Yes, the closing reset segment. It really helps you to hone in. And it's a beautiful way to leave uplifted, steady, and ready to shine on. So, friends and family, you know them, then they want to feel better. So be kind, go ahead and share this with them because they really want to feel
that energy of lifting. And you know what? Just a little bit of perspective sometimes can help somebody just to exhale and breathe again. So let's take a drink. Because, you know, I'm the water pusher and I'm that breath pusher every day. On Instagram and in Facebook, I remind you to take that breath and dance it out. So thank you for playing with me. So let's dive right in to the energy awareness segment. Now, these are writer-downers again. Now you should have your pen. So because everything is energy, and energy is always flowing. You know, Einstein said, and I quote, that energy can never be created or destroyed. It can only be changed from one form to the other. Now think about that. You have a lot of energy inside of you. Just think that you can change it at any time. Wow. So think of it. What is energy? And I get asked that a lot. So what is energy? Well, you walk into a store and you go in and all of a sudden you're like, oh, wow. And this just happened to me yesterday, actually. I walked into a grocery store. I was going to get a piece of chicken. Yeah, I love chicken. And I was going to go get chicken. And I walked in and it was like, ooh. And you know what? I just walked out. It was so heavy in that store. That can happen. That's energy. And then maybe you're feeling kind of, and you're kind of down. And then all of a sudden somebody comes in and they're smiling and they're jovial. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, I feel better. I get that one a lot. So that's energy. And that's energy in motion. And that's your biofield, your personal bubble around you. You know, and I often talk about the field, the energetic field, the quantum field, the biofield. When I say field, that's what I mean. I mean that invisible environment, that energy around you that consistently is creating. You're always creating this. And you're creating it from your heart. You're creating it from your brain, your nervous system. It's all electrical. And that information actually generates extended beyond your skin, the biofield, into the space. Yes. So that is your biofield. Now, this chart, I love this chart because it's the emotional frequency vibrational chart. And it's based on David Hawkins' map of consciousness. And the numbers are relative, but yet when you are in the shame, blame, guilt, fear, trying too hard, and you're in those lower energies, what's happening? A lot of times you might be in pain. But yet when you start to raise this energy to reason and love and joy and grateful gratitude and that peace and compassion, what happens is your vibration moves up. And yes, your emotions bring up. Yes, it's coming from what? Your heart. And did you know that your heart actually creates a measurable electromagnetic field 5,000 times greater than the brain? Wow, when I saw that. So what is it? Everything is about how you feel, how you feel, how you feel. Remember, just like a music conductor guiding an orchestra, you can learn how to guide your energy and change your life and the way you feel. That's why I teach energy. And it's also what I do at events and conferences. When I'm brought into a room as the event energy conductor, I'm holding space and guiding the invisible energy that impacts every biofield and every corner of that event. And here's the thing. By shaping that atmosphere in person or online, people feel more engaged, connected, and more present, which naturally supports retention and results, which the event planner always loves that. Yet here's the exciting part. I really want you to take this in. You are the energy conductor too. You are. And you can move energy, you can balance energy, you can manage energy, and you can even change the form of it. Just like tuning an instrument, you can learn to tune your own energy on purpose. That's exciting. So go ahead and scan this QR code and learn more about what I do. I would love that. So let's continue on to the next segment, which is the shift segment. Have you ever had one of those moments where technically nothing's wrong. You're kind of like, nothing's really wrong. Everything's going good. Yet you feel off. You were doing your day, you were handling things, yet inside you feel kind of tight, unsettled, like disconnected. Then something small happens. Like all of a sudden you take a deep breath and you go, oh. Or maybe somebody says something and you're like, oh, thank you, that was so nice. And everything starts to shift. And then suddenly you're like, whoa, the same life is still there, but yet my inner world changed. That's the shift is. That's what it is. That's the moment your system moves from pressure to presence, from shattered to steady, from surviving the day into actually being in the day and stepping into it. This is not about fixing yourself. No. It's about coming back to alignment. And once you feel that shift inside your body, even quietly, you remember that's possible. That is the shift. Take a breath. Let's take another drink because you know I love you so much. There we go. And now we're going to take a moment to move into my favorite, the reset segment, because this is important throughout the day. Have you ever noticed how your whole day can speed up without you even meaning to? It's like, where'd it go? Where'd it go? One email, one text, one thought, or that phone call that goes, holy moly. And suddenly you're racing, you're rushing inside. Even if you're sitting still, so right here, right now, be in a place to take that reset. Please take that moment. And if you're driving, please do not try to do this, but yet, let's just take a moment to pause. Place your feet on the floor. Let the chair hold you. Relax your jaw. It's one of the fastest ways to signal safety in your nervous system is relaxing the jaw. Drop your shoulders. Take a slow breath in through your nose, and then a longer one out through your mouth. Here you go. In through your nose, and then out a little longer. And notice what happens when you stop pushing for a moment. Keep your breath. Keep playing with me as I'm talking. And feel my words. Don't just hear them. The mind settles, doesn't it, when the body feels supported. And clarity has room to return. This is the reset. A simple way back to any time you need it. Return to this reset. You know, when you're in traffic sometimes and you're like, do it then. Or anytime your mind starts to race. And that's the thing. I do this probably 4 or 5 times a day. And I'm coming and going and looking at emails and I just take a reset. And it can be 1 minute. It can be 2 minutes. But you know, that reset helps you to pause. Fabulous. Now let's move into the integration segment where you become real. Now this becomes real life. Have you ever left a meeting or a conference or a conversation, even a class? Or maybe that's that quiet moment that you left. And then life immediately starts. Phone rings. Someone needs something. Oh, and that to-do list, you know how that goes. And you wonder, where did that calm go? Where'd that go? That's where integration begins. Integration is not about sane, centered perfectly. No. It's about noticing sooner. You notice when you start rushing. You notice when your shoulders start to get that heaviness and tightness. You notice when you're about to react instead of just respond. This for me is, I feel this sensation in my body and it's in my shoulders. And that's when I know, Angel, stop. Stop what's going on and recenter and come back to that center. And you can do the same. In any kind of that next moment, you can do that. Into how you speak, into how you choose, into how you move through your day. This is how alignment becomes practical. Not something you experience once. It's something you return to again and again and again. And it feels so good. That's integration. Now, don't go away. The wisdom segment is coming up, right up. And you know what? We'll be right back after this important commercial message.
If you're listening to the EnergizeUtv, you already know the power of connection. Now imagine sharing your contact info instantly, no typing, no paper, no friction. Our digital business cards let you share your name, phone, social links, and website with one simple scan. Perfect for professionals who want to automate building their network. Ready to upgrade how you connect? Scan the QR code on the screen and get your digital business card built by JavaLogix today.
I'm so excited to be here today with Amber Heinrich, a former corporate executive turned certified hypnotherapist, energy healer, and wellness coach. Amber brings a rare blend of real-world leadership, experience, and grounded tools for coming back into alignment when life feels fast and full. In this conversation, she shares practical insights you can actually use to feel clearer, more steady, and more like yourself again. So these are writer-downers, so go get your pencil because this is going to be happening. So take a deep breath, go ahead and settle in because today it's all about sacred alignment, the path of well-being. Welcome, Amber. Oh my gosh, you know, I love you and I know how much I love you. So please tell everybody, who are you?
So I am from Arizona. Well, not originally. Actually moved here 5 years ago from Chicago. Was there 24 years. I'm married to my husband of 32 years.
Wow.
And we don't have any dogs or cats, but we live near a dog park, so I can go see them.
Well, fabulous. Do you like hiking? What do you do?
I love hiking, yoga, meditation. Yeah, we have a beautiful backyard, so just going out there and being in the sun and feeling that energy of the sun. And we live really close to some trailheads, so yeah, so going out and doing hiking, love it. Yeah.
Love it. Good.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Today in this episode, we're talking about the path of well-being. And I love that because aligning is not just it's not a destination, is it?
It is not.
It is not. It's a practice. So what would you tell somebody is the first step to completely, that they're out of sync?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went through that myself. As you know, I come from a corporate background, and
that's right.
Yeah, we're all about outcomes and impact, and it's. But there was a time where I found I needed a complete reset, mind, body, spirit, and so it really is looking at what can you do for your mind, what can you do for your body, what can you do for your energy. So when you're feeling out of alignment, dynamic is well, you know this. Dynamic balance, balance, you don't get to balance and then stay there, like balance is a dynamic thing. So you need to find the things that bring you back to balance, back to feeling like you.
Beautiful. You live the corporate life in that pace, in that internal, and now you work with the inner world. I just love that. So what would you say to those high achievers, those leaders that misunderstand really what it is to really be in alignment? Because that word, what does that mean?
I know. Yeah. What does that mean? Well, I think it all comes back to your thoughts. Because if you have awareness of your thoughts, you can control your mindset, you can control your energy. And this is neurological, this is biology. This isn't just woo-woo, me, this is, if you start with your thoughts and you change those, that changes your choices and it changes the actions that you take and it changes your experience and that gives you new feelings, and from that, that can even change your beliefs and your experience of life, and that sets your expectations differently, and that all loops back to your mindset. So I would say, be radically aware of your thoughts. Yeah.
So what would be one step, one thing that they could do, like right now, to do that, physically do?
Yeah. I like to tell people that, well, breathing obviously is a thing, but we always hear that. And if we're in the middle of some kind of a hectic situation, someone tells us to go breathe, you kind of want to punch them, So again, back to the thoughts. I like to tell people that really think about something that you're grateful for, because the energy of gratitude, the energy of love, that instantly raises your vibration. It raises your energy. So if in the moment you can pause and you can ask yourself, how can I think about this differently? That will change your thoughts. Or if you can ask yourself, what do I feel grateful for? And just really think about that and feel the energy of that. Not just say it or write it down, but really feel the energy of that, like feel the gratitude. That will instantly raise your energy level.
Oh, beautiful. And we know that that grateful gratitude and appreciation on the frequency chart is actually higher than love and joy.
Crazy, right?
So it's like being that grateful gratitude, just that you're watching this today, whatever that is.
Yeah. And I like to tell people too, and I did this for a year to see if it would really work, because I'm coming from corporate, right? Like I've got frameworks, I've got practices, so I had to see if this really worked. But every morning, and we all know we should not jump up and get on our cell phone and start, instantly and find out all the things that we should be anxious about for the day and then jump into caffeine and get on into traffic. That will not set us up for a good day, right? So, but I like to tell people, if you can start your day, before you even get up, just think of something that you're grateful for, something that you want to let go of, and something that you are actively choosing that day. And just think about that. And if you want to think of 3 of each, great, if you've got the time, but everyone has 5 minutes. In corporate, we're like, I don't have the time, but everyone has 5 minutes to start your day right.
And those are beautiful. And those are writer-downers, everybody, because just taking even a minute, because really that could take a minute.
Yeah.
So, and that goes to this 2023 study out of Cleveland Clinic when that stated that intentional breath work activates the
parasympathetic. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nervous system, helping the body shift out of that fight or flight. We've all heard about the fight or flight. And into that calm.
Into that reset. And in that same study or a different one, it's clear that when your stress accumulates, then you stay in that. And that's when stress can get really unhealthy for us. Our stress response is automatic. It just happens. That's biology. But when we can catch it quick, like with that radical awareness, and reset it with a long breath, like that, breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your mouth, making your exhale a little bit longer, that's a quick reset. Going on a walk, thinking of something you're grateful for. There's so many things we can reset our stress response with.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Yes. So, you have a path to freedom. P.A.T.H. Okay, I did it.
Yeah, it's an acronym. I'm corporate.
It's an acronym.
Sorry.
Okay. What does that mean? What is that?
So there was a point in my life, in my career, where I was like, I need a reset. And so I started trying all the practices that I knew over years of practicing, in my personal life. And I went back to, okay, what worked for me? Because I wanted a total mind-body reset and energy reset. And so I developed this path because it worked for me. So PATH is an acronym. It stands for Purpose, Abundance, Transformation, and Happiness. And so I put together a collective, I collected the things that worked for me. And then also at the end of every path, there's an outcome that relates not to doing something, but being different. And that's where really the sacred alignment comes in. It's when you're being who you are. So the first thing is all about being in your life. So being present, and then being in the flow, then being who you really are, then being in joy. And
that's the P?
So the path, the acronym
that's the
is
P.
Purpose, Abundance, Transformation, Happiness.
Okay, so
at the end of each of those paths, yes, you are you have an outcome that is helping you be differently in this world. Be more aligned with yourself, more present, more relaxed, more calm.
More calm, yes. Yeah. And if someone's listening right now and they're feeling a little bit off, overwhelmed and probably disconnected, because a lot of us are, and they're walking down this path that you brought up, that acronym. What would be one of the things that they would do?
Yeah, I would say, one thing that you can always do is come back to, and I might roll my eyes a little bit, but presence is so important.
But what does that mean? Because a lot of people don't get what presence really is.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's why the, presence, it's kind of like breathing, but it really is stillness. Where can you bring yourself a little bit more stillness? Where can you really, truly be in the moment? Instead of in your head, a million thoughts, firing off, how can you just like bring it back to I'm right here, I'm right now, like I'm here, being still in your body, being still in your mind. That's presence. And me being here with you, looking at you in the eye, just being here with you.
At the Wrigley Mansion. I mean,
which is amazing.
And the vibration in this place.
Yeah. And it would be so easy to be caught up in all the things, but how nice is it to just be here and have a conversation? That's presence.
Yeah, that is total presence and to know that. And Amber, when people want to return to it, sometimes they have to have like a focal point. Mm-hmm. So what's a good focal point for them to have? Because sometimes they need something tangible.
Yeah. I like to, again, focus on your breath, because you can always just imagine yourself breathing, but also putting your hands somewhere on your body, that brings you to stillness. Mm-hmm. So if you can put your hands on your heart, if you can put your hands on your belly, if you can put one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart, just put your hands somewhere where you can feel yourself, and that helps you feel grounded. It helps you feel in your body and present, So I think that's a good focal point.
Oh, that's beautiful, because really your vibrational field of you touching yourself. Mm-hmm. And I tell people that. When do we touch ourselves?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really when we put lotion on sometimes, and like a lot of guys, they never even put lotion on.
Right? My husband never uses lotion. Like it's sacrilege.
I know, it's like, what? But yet when we do that, we're nurturing that nervous system and really helping that. And when people come to see you for your coaching, what's the biggest breakthrough that you see that they get through? That
it truly is that reset. So it's the mind-body energy reset in multiple forms. And depending on the person, depending on what resonates with them, we do that in different ways. But to truly reset and come back to who you really are and feeling like yourself, that's what I give people. I like to say too, like I spent most of my career doing transformational change and in a business corporate role in leadership development. And for all of us, change is something that we resist, something that our mind resists. Like it's just again, coming back to biology, our brain is programmed. It's wired to resist change. Like, I don't like it. I'd much prefer the known, even if the known sucks. Your brain prefers that to the unknown. It's true. Yeah. So I like to tell people that I'm a little obsessed with brains, but in what I do, I can help them reprogram their brain, reset it to well-being. So in different ways, it depends on the person how we get there, but it's really reprogramming your brain for well-being. And that gives people something that, they can carry through their entire life, feeling different, feeling lighter, feeling happier, feeling more fulfilled, but feeling like themselves. Yeah.
And I think that there's a point to that too, is to understand that your reticular brain function is a lot of times is in this loop. And I'm not a scientist. I'm not saying that I'm neuroscience or anything, but yet this is real because our neural nets, neural pathways, these sparks that we have to our brains.
Yes.
And when we can take the time, and it's not necessarily just coaching talking.
100%. Yep.
It's not that. It's because you can get that. You can get that on AI. You really can.
100%. You can.
But yet, the thing is before the mind understands, the system, the energy knows. So, as a hypnotherapist, how do you help people to listen to that, to be able to change, to how do you do that?
You have said so many good things in the last 30 seconds. I don't even know where to go. Yes. So, and I even wanted to hop back to something you said earlier about touch. There is a practice called havening that if you do it on yourself, if someone's doing it for you, they'll do it for you. But like on yourself, if you just like run your hands from your shoulders all the way down to your hands.
Oh, wow.
And that action over and over again will bring, when you are really hyped up and nervous, and not something you can do in a meeting maybe, but if you can step aside, for a few minutes and just like run your hands from your shoulders all the way down to your hands and just breathe, that does wonders for your nervous system reset. But hopping back also to what you said about the reticular.
Wait a minute, I really like that one, and that's a writer downer. I just want to take a moment because that's an action that you can take when you're out of the boardroom, when the kids are screaming, when you're doing it, whatever. You can go to the restroom and go, okay. So thank you for that. Go ahead.
I have definitely popped into a restroom stall and done that a few times. Yeah. So, and you mentioned the reticular activating system. That is huge because that's the thing that tells our brain what's important and what to look out for. So it is based on what we believe to be important. And that's the key. Like what we believe to be important, our reticular activating system is looking at, oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. So if you just bought a red car, this is why you see red cars everywhere. Yes. They were always there, but now suddenly your brain believes these are important. So it's showing you those. So going back to, what I do with people, looking at your beliefs, looking at what you believe is important, you may need to do a belief audit,
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. When you find yourself, triggered a lot, like, wow, that really, got under my skin. That's just a good opportunity to look at that. Like, what is that? Is that based on a belief? Is that belief useful? So a lot of it just comes back to awareness. And, we can tell our brain something else is important to us. Peace, harmony, gratitude. Over time, you can reprogram your brain to think different things are important, things that are healthier for you.
Yeah. And that will reprogram.
Truly.
And that's what you're doing with the hypnotherapist. And why did you pick that? Oh, there's so many different modalities, right? I mean, there's so many things you can be doing.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And when I was still in my corporate career, I was slowly gathering, maybe I could get my hypnotherapy certification or, yoga certification. So I have tried a lot of different things. Hypnotherapy appealed to me because it's very similar to meditation or visualization, but you're going in with someone having an intention to change something. So it's the same state of mind, the same theta, sort of state of mind where, if we're in meditation or visualization that we're doing, but with hypnosis, you would come to me and we'd be like, I really want to change this. And I would help you do that through hypnosis. So it's like meditation with an intention,
okay.
If that makes any sense.
And I've done that. And I went through actually 19 weeks. Okay, I'm being honest, 19 weeks. That was a lot of weeks. But we spent like 6 sessions just on fear.
Yeah.
But coming out of being sexually assaulted since I was 3 years old till I was in my mid-20s, that I didn't but that was real. But I stuck with it. Yeah. And I realized, so it doesn't have to take that long. I mean, because
it depends on what you're working through, right? Yeah, yeah. And you can go in wanting to just change a habit. You can go in, and that's really where I spend a lot of my time. It's more behavioral changes that people just like, I want to be more confident on stage. I want to be happier in my daily life. I want to
stop overeating.
Yes.
That was my thing. I mean, I know you guys know that I'm like $110 over here, but the overeating sometimes, and I was like, wow.
Yes.
And I didn't realize it. Yeah. And that's the thing. A lot of people, we're not realizing the actions that we're taking and how we're showing up.
Right. And that we have the power to change that. We have the power to reprogram that.
Yeah.
It just takes a little work with our subconscious. But yes, you can totally change your relationship with food. You can stop smoking if that's a thing that you want to do. Like there are so many behaviors that hypnosis just helps speed it up,
It's wonderful. And it's safe. It's very safe to do. It's not, you're not like this programming. It's not, because some people are going, ooh, no, programming. If you do that, I'm going to fall off the stage or I'm going to do something funny. Yeah. That's a different kind of thing.
It is. That's like stage hypnosis. And I usually don't have people clucking like a chicken or, doing whatever.
Let's not do that.
No, It's more, I like to tell, sorry, you were picturing that. I like to tell people that it's lucid hypnotherapy. So at any time, if you're in this and you're like, you're not going to go to a place that you don't want to go, like you have the power to come out anytime, so you really are lucid and you're just working on the things that you want to change.
There you go. Yes. And there's a study in neuroplasticity, and that's a good one that just shows that small repeatable shifts in your state can be rewired. And that's what you're talking about. And long-term patterns over time. And you know what? I believe that alignment begins the moment the body feels what? Safe.
Yes.
And most of us don't feel safe. And it feels, the body starts to feel safe enough to soften. Mm-hmm. So what have you seen in your coaching that can help people, other than the hypnosis, because we've explained that.
Yeah.
But another thing that they can do right now when they go, what, I want to stop doing that, that they can do on their own.
It sounds so simple, but literally change your thoughts about it. That's what starts the loop. You were talking about that neuroplasticity, that loop, that our brain's ability to change. It runs very much like a program. So if you change your thoughts, that changes your choices, your actions, your experience, your feelings, your beliefs, your expectations, your mindset. It all loops back around. So I love that anytime you're in a situation that you can just ask yourself, how could I think about this differently?
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's another study that came out in the regulations and leadership. And I like this because you're corporate or used to be corporate. And that study found that strengthening the neural pathways between the prefrontal and the cortex. Am I saying it right?
You are. Oh my gosh. You go.
And
I love it. Let's talk about brains.
And emotional centers, that it improves that decision making. And that helps the leaders. That helps. And it doesn't mean that it's all corporate leaders. No. It's mama bears. It's Papa Bears to be able to make that reaction. And it showed that response, instead of just to react under pressure.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah. I do too. And here's the thing. And our stress response, again, it's biological. It kicks in automatically. We can catch it and we can reset it. But what our stress response is intended to do, and a lot of people know this, it's to send blood to your legs and your arms and to get you running away from a saber-toothed tiger or a lion or a bear, whatever it is. It's in that very first brain of ours, the lizard brain. It's physical, So, but what that does is it takes the energy, it takes the blood away from your cognitive abilities. So it makes you dumb. Like you're running fast, but you're not like solving complex problems. So if you're trying to make a decision as an executive, as a mom, as a dad, anyone, if you're trying to think about something clearly, you need to reset your stress response, because otherwise you're doing it from limited cognitive ability. And that's not a place you want to be.
And it's important to note that it is also a feeling. And this is important. Because when you really experience energy and you feel your own energy, what happens is you can feel when that comes.
Yeah.
And for me, it's right in my solar plexus a lot of times, which is right in here.
Yeah.
And I'll feel a heaviness and I'll be like, what's going on? What's happening? What's going on with me and how I'm showing up? And that's the important part. And I like this one. Well-being isn't a luxury. It's a foundation.
It is.
And what does sacred alignment look like for someone who has a full calendar, right? They're full. And they have all these responsibilities, activities, and everything's going on in real life.
Yeah.
What does that really look like?
Yeah. I mean, we can't all just sit around meditating for 2 hours a day, as much as I would love that. No. You have to be able to do these things in real life. And that's why it's important to have those little mini resets, like breathing, like we were saying about changing your thoughts, about thinking something you're grateful for, about just pausing, finding a little stillness. And also knowing that your thoughts, like you were just saying, your thoughts are energy. Everything is energy. Your feelings are energy. And that sounds in a corporate world, that can sound a little woo-woo, but if you think about it logically, everything is energy. When you boil it down,
quantum physics.
Everything is energy.
Right.
So what are your thoughts? Your thoughts are energy. Your feelings are energy. And you think, to yourself, like, I'm going to keep all those thoughts in my head. No one else can. No impact is, happening from my thoughts because they're all in my head. But they're not. They're energy that's coming out of you. So when you walk in a conference room and it feels really weird, that's because something weird has happened and all that energy is swirling around.
But we don't want to use weird. We want you to connect to the energy and to remind yourself. And also she said something earlier that I want to touch on just for a moment, is that you talked about understanding that you can't meditate all the time. And I'm going to say, yes, you can. Because
that's a good point.
When I am taking a walk, I'm meditating.
Yeah.
When I'm doing the dishes. Because what am I doing? I'm concentrating on doing the dishes, but I'm also concentrating on how I feel. Now that's being really present, like we said, right?
No, that's a really
It's
good
powerful.
point.
So I just wanted to bring that up. And this has been wonderful. It has just been a wonderful time with you.
And I love that you brought that up, because even laundry can be meditation.
It really is.
You can, any repetitive action that you don't really need to think about, that's meditation.
But a lot of people do what with laundry? Oh, I got to put, and then there's and your energy. I love doing energy. I would say, I get to do energy. And people go, what? I get to do the laundry. I get to do dishes.
Well, I've gotten to see you do it before, and it's miraculous. Like I literally walked into an event, and you were doing your thing, and I was like, what is she doing? And please let her keep doing it, because I felt like the energy of the room just lifting. So thank you for doing what you do.
You're welcome. And that's that. So it is. I feel so blessed to be able to do that. And, I feel really blessed that you were here today. And then also, you have a free gift for us. Would you like to tell everybody what that is?
Yeah. So we mentioned the Path of Wellbeing, and I have a coaching program and a digital course that's all around the Path of Wellbeing. And the foundational, we've been talking about energy a lot, the foundational module of that digital course is all about understanding your energy body. And by that, I mean your personal energy field or your biofield. We all have one. It's like, you have a nose. You don't have to believe you have an energy field. You don't have to believe you have a nose. Like, it's just something that we have, but not many people understand it and how to work with it and what baseline is. So the offering that I'm giving people is that first foundational module of the course, which is really understanding your energy body and how to work with it.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much for being here today. And you know what? Here is Amber's contact information. So go ahead and reach out. She has so many beautiful gifts to offer. And don't leave without her free gift. It's right here. Just scan the QR code and receive it. Here is Amber's contact information. So go ahead and reach out to her. She has so many beautiful gifts, and her offer's right there. So take that picture of that QR code and get your free gift. So I wanted to say thank you to the viewers, to the listeners. You helped raise the vibe today, and I see you and I celebrate you. So thank you so much for being here. And my free gift is a beautiful way to experience my work beyond this show. I'm offering you a free trial of my nervous system reset movement sessions. This is a gentle, science-backed practice using Tai Chi inspired movements to help you feel calmer, clearer, and more grounded in your body. And you get to come and meet me on Monday and Wednesdays online. And it's simple and supportive. You can do it. So go ahead and scan that QR code, and I'd love to see you there. Now also, these books hold the foundation of my teaching. So if you'd like to experience a little bit more, they're available to you to go deeper into this energy and understanding energy. Now, next week, we have Nicole Allison, and she will be here, and she helps women move through heartbreak and life change, the real emotional tools she's going to give us, and that stronger confidence and a deeper return to yourself. This is about resilience, healing, and creating that next step. So here, you're going to get a little bit more right now. Here's her spotlight moment. Here she is.
Hello, beautiful souls. And Angel Marie, Thank you for creating a space that feels intentional, empowering, and so aligned with real healing and growth. EnergizeUtv truly reminds people that transformation is possible when we choose to show up for ourselves. Hi, I'm Nicole Allison. I'm a heartbreak healing and mindset coach and the founder of Fit to Love Coaching. At Fit to Love, I teach emotional fitness. I help women heal heartbreak, rebuild self-worth, and create emotional safety within themselves so they can show up in love and life with clarity, confidence, and self-respect. Here's an emotional fitness shift that can change how you choose love. Stop asking, do they like me? And start asking, do I feel safe, respected, and emotionally steady with them? Because the right connection, it doesn't make you feel anxious or confused or question your worth. It feels calm, clear, and emotionally safe. Whether you're on the path of healing, growth, or learning to work with your energy, this is your reminder. Your energy matters, your voice matters, and you are not alone. Angel Marie, thank you so much for this opportunity and for the work you're doing in the world. I'm truly grateful to be part of this conversation, and I cannot wait for you to experience the full episode.
I just love that. She talked about not beating yourself up. I can't wait. So go ahead and set a reminder right now, because this episode is going to be full of powerful. Before we close today, let's take a moment to let this settle. Here's the closing reset segment. This is not an ending, yet a return. Feel your feet on the ground. Let your body just relax. Soften your shoulders. Relax the jaw. Take a slow breath in and a longer breath out. Now ask yourself gently, what would alignment look like in one small moment this week? Not the whole week, just one moment. Maybe it's how you start your morning, how you respond to a conversation, a text, how you pause before you rush. Take one more slow breath in and a longer, deep breath out. Now carry that with you. You don't have to do life perfectly. You simply return again and again. Thank you for sharing your presence with me today. And just as a reminder, your energy is the music of your life. So keep it tuned, keep it flowing, and keep it shining bright. I'll be right here every Thursday at 11 o'clock Pacific time and bringing you wisdom, energy, and those golden nuggets to lift you higher. This isn't just a show. It's a movement. It's a global impact. Until next time, ignite your energy, activate your joy, and always elevate your abundance. So come with me now and play with me and dance with me now as we raise the energy. This is my signature Shine On song, written as a reminder of what we practice here today. Coming back to yourself again and again. So as you listen to this, don't analyze the words. Let them just land and take what resonates and carry it with you. So go ahead and get up right now. I'm going to get my guests to come back with me, and we're going to dance it out until I see you next week. Shine on. Come on in. Oh my gosh.
Fire and soul, look within your heart, let your spirit flow, ask for what you want, show them what you got, take it to the top, don't you ever stop, shine, shine, shine on, raise your vibration, shine, shine, shine on, looking for the answers, seeking you will find. Open up your heart, leave it all behind. Smile and laugh, always give back. Glowing like a star, show them who you are. Shine, shine, shine on. Raise your vibration, shine, shine, shine on. You're the secret, you're the answer. Before you go, take a moment and ask yourself one simple question. What am I taking with me from this conversation? I'm Angel Marie, and this is EnergizeUtv, where we help you live with greater purpose and vitality.